Sorry, I'm picking off all my fake nails.
Those are your nails?
They're fake. I know.
Heinous.
I know. It's nasty.
Are there more? Can you just do it now?
It's all gone.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, I just hate nails, especially in the cold right now where they're so brittle.
Ew.
I have to push them down with my teeth to make sure they're still there.
You better hope Allison Allison wouldn't get acrylics, but
I can't. I really like. Oh wow, what a torture that would be.
oh my.
Oh my.
Well, they're gone now.
Okay, good.
How you doing? Besides the fact
It's just making me think of that Texas Chainsaw Massacre scene where he's scratching the walls so hard that his nails literally fall off of his fingers.
Okay, all right. Well, that's why
now we're in the same place.
No, I'm just saying this is why I don't watch these fucking movies because they ruin things like nails.
Probably. Oh, that sounded real classy.
I was waiting for that.
I saw you do it like ninja fast. You're like, this is the moment. Don't mess it up.
I stared you right in the eyes.
You forced me into a moment with you.
That's what I typically do with others. I force them into moments with me.
Yep.
But so let's crack into it. I'm still not drinking, so LaCroix it is.
LaCroix it is. Which one is this time? Oh, my favorite.
Pamplemousse.
Oh, that's not my favorite. Did you know that Deirdre wrote her acceptance, not her acceptance letter. Yeah, well,
her college letter.
Her college essay. She went to UVA, and she got in because she wrote an essay about the word pamplemousse and how it's her favorite word.
Blaze, literally, I texted him earlier, and he goes, I said, can you pick up some LaCroix from the store? And he goes, what flavor? And I said, pamplemousse. And then he just sends a question mark. And he goes, was that text meant for me? I'm like, yeah, it means grapefruit in French.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, wow. Well, don't I feel like a boob? I was like, A, why are you saying that? And B, duh, everyone knows that.
I thought for a second this was my number one go-to tangerine.
I think...
Because I love a good orange flavor.
Tangerine's pretty good, too.
Lime is second best always.
I like this one, and I like the peach pear one.
I like all of these except the one we drank last week. That was the cran.
You don't like that one?
That I did not like.
You drank 2 of them.
I was thirsty.
Actually, I think
I was just desperate.
Well, all right. My dad listened to a recent episode. He didn't listen to the episode. He only listened to the first 10 minutes to see if I've moved anywhere or oh,
that's nice.
Got a new job. And he called me and was like, I thought, he goes, first of all, it's pronounced La Croix. Second of all, are they your sponsor or what? You didn't tell me this. And I'm like, no, they're not our sponsor.
La Croix.
I was like, no, they're not. And he goes, well, you make it sound like they are. And I was like, well,
they really fucking should be.
They should be.
France, are you listening?
France, pamplemousse.
That's nice of your father to actually listen to the show. My father barely even knows that we have a fucking show. He only calls me and asks me about the show when he thinks he has sage business advice for us.
Oh, sure, yes.
And he's like, as a business owner,
put it on the cloud.
Put it on the cloud. And I'm like, okay, Dad. And he's like, so what's your game plan? What's your game plan for this? Jesus. And I was like, to keep going. And he was like, all right, sounds like a good game plan. I'm
Glad
like,
you've thought
do you
this
think
through.
You're a sports commentator? What is your fucking deal?
What if we had a sports commentator for the podcast?
We do. His name's Gary Schultz.
Oh, okay, great.
Anyway, your father's supportive. Mine thinks he kind of is. He's very proud of us. He just doesn't know what he's proud of.
That's kind of a dad thing, I feel like.
I think that is a dad. I can't wait to be a fucking parent. I'm going to be so proud of my kids, and they'll be like, do you even know what's going on? And I'll be like, no I don't. But you're alive, and that's all that matters to me in the legal system.
And Aunt Christine is toasting to you.
Oh,
with
You're
wine.
going to be such the classic drunk aunt.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Cannot wait.
Cannot wait either.
You'll just show up unexpected with boxes of wine. You'll be like, drink these with me. And they'll be like, I'm 5. And you'll be like, we all start sometime.
I'm like, me too. I don't condone underage drinking. Disclaimer.
Allison's really living the dream right now. If her college roommate / best friend is going to be the pseudo aunt to her child one day.
How weird is that, huh?
Yes. That's just good stuff. That's comedy gold, I think.
I think it's a sitcom in the making, really.
Allison, are you listening?
Hello?
She does listen to us all the time. You know what's really cute about Allison? That she'll absolutely not want this broadcasted, but here we are. I have a show. Ha ha ha. She falls asleep to our show. Also kind of a sicko.
I'm sorry, are we boring? Hold on.
No, she likes the sounds of our voice.
We're soothing.
Yeah, but as we talk about murder and the paranormal.
Oh,
so
sure.
she's also kind of Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever, I'm dating her.
it's not like that's a surprise.
Did we think I would find a sane one?
A normal
No.
person.
Why are you drinking?
I don't know. Because I can't drink still, and I feel like it's been long enough.
Are you in the phase where you're like used to this now?
Yeah. I'm on day 17.
Have you forgotten your love of wine?
No, never.
You can still taste it.
It's waiting for me. No, I'm fine. I'm just like over it a little bit. Mm-hmm. What about you? Why are you drinking?
I don't know why I'm drinking either. Oh, I'm drinking because I'm nervous for this weekend to meet your friends.
Oh yeah, Allison's and my college roomies are coming to town.
Which it's not just like I'm nervous to meet my friends, like your friends, but
Right.
I'm meeting my girlfriend's
Yeah,
friends.
that's true.
And I've yet to meet any of my girlfriend's friends.
Oh, interesting.
You realize that?
Get ready.
I know she moved here to my town with my friends, and now I'm like, oh man,
Your
now
turn.
I gotta switch it up. So luckily you're friends with them too,
I know, so you'll have a support system.
and you can like warn me ahead of time, like how to swindle into their hearts.
To swindle into their hearts. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't want to just take the heart itself.
No, you don't want to like.
I want to do it on a spiritual level.
You want to do it on a slightly illegal level.
Mhm. Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Black market
Love a good illegal.
swindle.
Well, all swindles are illegal.
Oh right, so black market.
Just a theft in general, actually, I'd like to commit.
Yeah, I love a good theft.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
All right. Got any updates for me? I see that little finger wagging on your keypad.
I keep glancing over.
I'm like, what do you got to say?
Well, I want to dedicate this episode to one of our $25 patrons,
Okay. Named?
Tristan.
Love Tristan.
Tristan, how you doing?
Tristan recommended a paranormal story.
How do you know it's that, Tristan?
Oh, I don't know. Because I don't know.
I'm just
I
asking.
just assumed.
Well,
Because I just recently saved one in our file from someone named Tristan.
Oh,
so I'm
maybe it's you,
putting it-
Tristan.
Maybe it's not.
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't.
You know, my first boyfriend's name was Tristan.
No way.
Actually, my second boyfriend's name was Tristan.
Oh my gosh.
It was in high school. It was a weird time.
What a special place he holds in your heart.
He was on the football team,
Wow.
so that makes me cool, right?
Yes.
He also went to public school, so like
Whoa, pretty badass.
he's also a great guy. I just want to put that out there.
We're all very impressed.
I don't know. I don't want people thinking I dated a bad boy, you know.
Tristan, are you on the football team?
Not anymore, no.
No, this Tristan.
Oh, damn it.
We're talking about our Tristan now.
I just assume all Tristans are the same person.
Oh, maybe.
Tristan, did I date you in high school?
Oh my God, it's your first boyfriend.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Second boyfriend.
Second boyfriend.
Tristan, you live in Georgia. Congratulations. Thank you for supporting our podcast.
All right.
All right, I'll take it. Anyway, that's all the news I have, except that I'm going to say it every time. Come to CrimeCon in May.
May 4th to May 6th, Nashville.
That's right. Nashville, Tennessee will be there.
And our promo code is
ATWWD.
all right.
Use it. You get a discount.
Use it, don't lose it.
And come meet us.
And booze it.
Booze it up with me. And
Christy will not be on Whole 30 anymore.
thank God.
Can you imagine?
No. Don't even put that on my head.
Also, someone did ask if Gio was coming. I'm just going to say no now.
No, because
It's just,
we're not allowed.
that would be quite a hassle.
And also, it's too hard to travel with him. Sorry. We will have a Geo-related surprise for anybody who comes to meet us.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink.
ATWWD is
Yes.
our promo code. All right.
Let's go.
Let me get I forgot to get my laptop. It is over here.
Okay.
Do you like that sound that I made as an 80-year-old who's actually in a 25-year-old body?
You know, now that I know you,
Even though I'm a 25-year-old in an 80-year-old body.
now that I know you dated a football player, I'm just too blinded by how cool you are
Listen.
to hear anything.
You and my
else.
girlfriend and my mother are the only three people who say that to me. Just kidding. Allison doesn't.
Your mother does?
Yeah, my mom thinks I'm so cool, guys.
Oh God.
Sometimes I ask Allison if she thinks I'm cool, and she's like, no. And I'm like, all right, that's fair. I'm like, oh, today, though, I will say, one of my coworkers, Allison, maybe you can answer for everyone else. Actually, everyone else go ask Allison, because when I ask, she doesn't take it seriously.
Oh, tell me.
Today, one of my coworkers asked me, what is Allison, like, how does she feel dating a celebrity? Which one?
Sorry.
Hysterical? Two? Allison, I'd like to know.
My sister called me and said, all my friends are so impressed that my sister is famous. And
Your sister is such a dynamo.
I almost cried in my car. I was like, this is the sweetest thing anyone has ever said to me.
Your sister recently started following me on Instagram, and I was like a little starstruck.
Oh my. Yeah, she's way cooler than me.
She's so cool.
She'll always be cooler than me.
I like that she just doesn't give a shit. She's
No,
like,
she does
I'm
not.
here to be myself.
She's
ready to
like,
rock and roll.
I like dragons. It's fine.
She's so cool.
She's just...
Also, it helps that her name starts with a Z.
It actually starts with an F, but...
Well, but you know,
Close.
her nickname.
Oh, that's
Like
true.
on her social media.
Yeah. She just developed that nickname. I wonder if it will stick.
It's sticking with me.
All right.
It's friends sticking.
Oh my God. Apparently her color guard coach, I think, listens to us.
Oh my.
So hi.
Hello. You better make Christine's sister the #1
Star
color
athlete.
guard
Flag
flag
holder.
twirler.
She's never going to be the... Nope, that's mean. Let's just say she gets her athletic genes from me.
By the way, guys, I did 23andMe. Let's talk about that real quick.
I thought you did you told me you did a long time ago.
I did do it a long time ago, and I also like didn't really understand how crucial it can be. Like, no surprise, nothing great's coming for me in my DNA. But like, I recently re-looked at it now that I kind of care more about the stats and all that, like my medical health and all that. And it says that I am predisposed to being underweight and having extreme athleticism.
Did you not see my tweet that I posted like 2 weeks ago?
Which one?
I said 23andMe, there's been a mistake.
Yes, I did see that. I did. Okay, so we basically got the same results.
But mine was predisposed to being overweight, so I don't know.
I want to swap.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, what the fuck, 23andMe? Are they just trying to make everyone feel better about themselves?
I don't know, but a lot of relatives, quote, of mine have reached out to me, and they don't even look like me.
It's creepy, I know. I accidentally signed Blaze up for that, and he's so mad because he keeps getting these emails from strangers.
Anyway, I just wanted to let everyone know that my DNA is actually betraying me. Or I'm betraying my DNA,
Maybe
really.
that's it. Yeah, it's like your muscle composition is that of elite athletes or something.
Yep.
So absurd.
That's the one. And I'm like, what muscles?
I tweeted that at 23andMe, and they were like, not every one of our things is 100% reliable.
It's like, okay, but is any of it?
It was a joke, 23andMe.
Actually, you know, when 23andMe becomes our sponsor, we're going to have to scrap this episode. Whoop. All of a sudden, we're going to be like, wow, it was so right.
I am an athlete. Look at me.
An athlete milkshake chugger.
Oh, man. Olympics, here we come. Oh,
Ready
God.
What?
Barbara Streisand.
23andMe became our sponsor?
We're athletes now. We have a new life ahead of us.
Oh, man. Allison, what's it like to date an athlete?
Apparently, Barbara Streisand just had her dog cloned. Someone
Not surprised.
obviously tagged me in that post.
But,
Thanks, Jamie, for tagging me in that.
I mean, back in high school, I remember following like the first cloned sheep or
Yeah,
something
Dolly.
like that. Dolly, yeah. So it's about time that celebrities start doing this.
Why do you think Dolly wasn't a llama?
See, my thought went to Dolly Parton. So we're different people.
We could clone her too.
Oh, we oughta.
I'm pretty sure all Dollys are the same, just like all Tristans are the same.
That is a fact.
Are you also a robot now?
Yeah, I'm actually the clone of me.
Oh my God, 23andMe is really confusing.
I'm ready to tell you a story.
Okay, I'm ready to hear it because I need to stop talking.
This one is a doozy.
You said you were excited. Now I'm excited.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. That's usually how vibes work. So...
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, so this is an urban legend.
Oh man, is it? No, should I?
Would you like to guess?
Is it Cropsy?
No.
Oh,
Although I don't understand the hype of that one. I'm going to have to look into it more because I'm not vibing with Cropsy.
I guess it's more of a true crime one anyway. I don't know.
All right. It involves my people, the Russians.
Why are they your people?
Because I'm Russian.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
The hell are you talking about?
Go look at my 23andMe. I am... No, really, I am Russian. I swear to God. I'm literally all of, like, the Jewish lands. I'm Russia,
Like Eastern Europe, basically?
Russia, Austria, Poland. And then I'm also German. Schultz.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'm just all of the whitest countries that exist.
Well, on my dad's side, we're a lot of Irish folk. But
I have no UK blood in me. Just all Germans. I have no like UK area blood in me.
oh, no, I'm very like potato famine.
I thought you were Russian. Now I'm confused. You're like, I'm 100% Russian.
I never said 100%. I just said I'm also Irish.
You said you were 100% Jewish countries, and then you said I'm pretty much the potato famine.
I am very Jewish. Hey, there's your brother.
Oh Jesus, that scared me. You're like looking over your shoulder, my shoulder.
Look at him. He's just waving. Oh, we did the nod, did the cool
he's
nod.
Too cool for me.
God, he's like the Fonz. All right.
These days, you can get practically everything on demand,
Like our podcast, you can listen whenever you want when it's convenient for you.
which should be 12:01 a.m. when it comes out.
Which should actually be every minute of every day
Right.
until the next episode, and then you do that one every day.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
Follow our rules.
It's convenient, I think.
I think it's very convenient for you.
You know what else is convenient?
Yes. I think stamps.com is convenient.
You can get postage on demand whenever you want when it's convenient for you.
Nice. With stamps.com, you can access all the services of the post office right from your desk.
You can buy and print real U.S. postage for any letter or any package, all available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Just click print mail and you're done.
Stamps.com will even send you a digital scale.
So you can weigh your letters and packages and print the exact amount of postage every time. We use stamps.com all the time. We ship out our merch with stamps.com. It's helped us tremendously.
When we first started, we were not using stamps.com, and we were crying in a corner and racking our brains and ripping our hair out and texting each other, what do we do? So because of stamps.com, now we can work from our own home office. We can handle everything. It's so much easier, so simple.
Even internationally, we can ship stuff, which is great.
I remember the first time we ever shipped anything, and wow, was that just chaotic.
It was
Do you
chaos.
remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was...
You documented the whole thing.
I remember texting you and being like, I don't think we can mail anything ever again. And then we found stamps.com.
Little did we know. Right now, you guys can use Drink for a special offer, which is a 4-week trial that includes postage and a digital scale.
Don't wait. Go to stamps.com. Before you do anything else, click on the radio microphone at the top of the homepage and type in drink. That's stamps.com. Enter drink.
Tell me, what is the urban legend from Russia?
Well, also, like...
Wait, it's not DLF Pass. No, it's not an urban legend.
No.
Okay.
No. But also, the Russians, my blood people, we all know my
Yes.
real people are the Canadians.
Right, that's why I was confused first.
No, the Canadians would never do something like this.
Uh-oh.
So, this is in the 1940s, and the Russians were conducting a lot of
Oh boy.
experiments
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
that
I'm
were
scared.
controversial.
Oh my.
So this is the Russian sleep experiment.
What?
Do you know about it?
No.
Its code name, according to our government, says Google, is called orange soda.
What?
So that's the code name of this experiment.
Keenan and Kel.
I thought about doing a Who Loves Orange Soda, and then the answer being the Russians. But then
You don't seem thrilled about
I
that.
didn't want to get all like radical. So
Yeah, that's pretty radical.
the most radical I've ever been. So
Yes.
anyway, just scoot into my mic. Get real ready with our La Croix
Listen,
Pamplemousse.
pamplemousse is ready.
La Croix de la Pamplemousse.
Pamplemousse is ready.
Everyone has stopped listening to us, especially the Parisians.
The Parisians. My people. I'm 100% Parisian.
I'm Russian and French.
And I'm also the potato famine.
So the Russians,
Sure.
those
Yes,
people,
Those ones.
So they had this was around World War II area. They were conducting controversial experiments, including sleep studies, and they needed test subjects. So at a time like this, who better to peel from than prisoners of war and just political prisoners in general that were deemed enemies of the state? That way, nobody felt bad, apparently, on doing these things.
Sure.
So these prisoners who became their inmates and subjects agreed to do this stuff because they were promised freedom if they complied with the study.
No, that's fucked up.
Well, you're right.
Finally.
For once in our friendship.
I've been waiting for this moment.
We all know you're always right. You just let me look like I fucking take the cake. So the study was to keep these subjects awake. It was a sleep experiment. So it was actually an anti-sleep experiment because they were not sleeping.
Very misleading.
Because if I was told I'm part of a sleep study, I'd be like, where do I sign?
Sign me the fuck up.
So apparently this quote sleep quote study was to keep them awake for 30 days straight.
Oh no. Why? I guess you're going to tell me.
I'm not going to tell you why. It's just
the
I'm imagining it was like they wanted to see if they could stay awake longer so like soldiers could fight longer or be on longer shifts or some shit like that.
Oh no.
So the researchers used 5 subjects.
Oh my God.
We don't know like where they're from or anything. We don't know where like how they became prisoners. Just like I don't know if they're off the battlefield or since they're political prisoners. If
sure.
Like I don't know how they got into their hands. Yeah. They were put into airtight, sealed rooms, and they were monitored for their oxygen intake because the study was that they were going to be kept awake in a chamber where it was being flooded with experimental gas-based stimulants.
Oh, for God's sake.
To keep them awake. So they were in airtight, sealed rooms, and they were being monitored mainly for the oxygen intake than anything else, just to see if they'd even stay alive because the gas was really toxic, especially in such high concentrations, and it was flowing for 30 days straight.
Oh my God.
The only other way that they were being observed, closed circuit cameras didn't exist yet.
Sure.
So they only relied on microphones, and the wiring like flooded into like some sort of system that they could listen to on their end. And thick glass porthole windows.
Oh, how creepy.
So like they had to like literally look in, like put their face in to see what's going on.
Oh, how creepy is that?
So the chamber had a 5-month stock of books, cots, dried food, and running water.
Oh, okay.
So they needed to like keep themselves like alive by necessity. So it gave them something to do.
Okay.
And they had enough to keep them all satiated for 5 months.
I thought it was 30 days.
Yeah, they still had like a 5-month stock. So
I see what you're saying.
That way they can never say like I'm hungry.
Like 5 months.
Although we all know I probably eat 5 months worth of food in 30 days. So
you were like, I finished my dinner.
My coworker literally brought me pizza today for lunch that she had at a party yesterday, and they were like, "We're just getting rid of these extra pies of pizza unless you know someone who'll eat them." And she grabbed like 2 pies and was like, "I know someone," and just brought it to work today.
She goes, "I know someone," and then looks at the camera.
Yeah, with like
waits.
a Jim Halpert smile. So first 5 days.
They were eating a lot of pizza.
No, I ate all of it today.
Oh, whoops.
Everything was fine. Enough. I mean, they were obviously really fucking tired. Imagine being awake for 5 days, let alone 6 times that.
I can't.
So the subjects hardly complained, though, because they thought that it might deter the researchers from letting them be free afterwards.
That's so fucked up.
Sorry, I've got like a nose hair. Don't you like that?
Do you need a tweezer?
I might in a little bit if it keeps bothering me. So they didn't really complain that much, but you could tell they were tired, and their conversations and activities were monitored the entire time. And over...
Oh, wait, so they were all in the same room?
Yeah, they were all in the same room, like living together.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I think it was just... I don't think that was supposed to be part of the experiment. I think it was just close quarters called for one airtight, sealed chamber. Like, how many of those are you really going to fund?
Holy shit. So wait, did they have a bathroom?
Yeah, they had running water. They had like a toilet.
Oh, wow, okay.
It was like basically... Imagine not only having to stay awake for 30 days straight, but also having 4 fucking dorm mates.
You're in a dorm, right? No. So, and no booze hidden under the mattress.
Yeah. Maybe they fermented the toilet water and made like, what's it called?
Hooch.
God.
Em, you're so cool. I can't stand it.
I dated a football player, okay? So over time, the conversations, because they were monitoring them talking and interacting with each other. Over time, their conversations got progressively darker.
Oh.
And they started opening up more about increasingly traumatic incidents.
Oh my God.
From their past, like things that they'd had to go through, and like they were getting really emotional with each other. And so psychologically, they were losing it.
Oh boy.
They started to complain about their lives and how they like ended up where they were, like in this experiment, like how they got to this point. And so they would bitch and moan about that nonstop. And then they started breaking down and crying. And then they also started to demonstrate severe paranoia 24/7.
Oh, geez.
So they like didn't trust each other. They started sitting separately and away from each other. They stopped talking to each other. So they went from incredibly emotional to like not speaking and feeling like everyone was against them.
This is like a scary episode of Big Brother.
Yeah, this is actually this is how they like practice you.
Oh, this is the reality show. It's Russia's reality show is what you're saying.
So they stopped talking to each other, and they also began taking turns whispering into the microphones.
Oh, they began taking turns doing that?
Yeah.
Ew.
And like looking in the windows and shouting into the windows. But when they would whisper into the microphones, they would whisper like dark secrets about the other people, trying to gain favoritism from the researchers.
So they're like, okay, your turn. Go whisper something about
It's
me.
like the bitchy 7th grader, but 5 of them, and they all have microphones.
Oh,
It's like she's been wearing that for the last 3 days. Can you believe?
Do you smell her?
She smells like a dead fucking body.
God, what a nightmare.
She smells like she's trapped in a chamber full of gas
And hasn't slept.
and hasn't slept in 5 days.
Holy shit.
I love how she thinks she can just get away with it. So,
Obviously, I'm going to whisper about it into this secret microphone.
are you listening? Tap, tap, tap. So that reaction of them like totally just like throwing each other under the bus and talking shit about each other, they thought that was initially thought to be a reaction to the gas of like the severe paranoia and trying to like get the other ones out of the chamber.
Forgot about the gas.
Who could forget? Christine is the answer. So day 9 comes out of 30. Day 9. It's like the whole 30.
Oh my God, it's
But Russian.
No wonder it's so familiar to me.
There it is.
No
Yeah.
wonder I'm so...
They weren't drinking either.
This is why I'm whispering into this microphone.
Oh.
I'm going to start whispering all your secrets.
Oh, yeah, you have a microphone that you whisper in too.
Yep.
Don't you dare tell a dirty, dark secret of mine.
All your secrets are going to go.
I pretty much tell them all.
I'm going to go put my head in a porthole and talk about you.
Okay, so anyway, day 9. Everything's been going as is. Then one of them just starts screaming nonstop.
Oh, God.
Like just like one long bellow for like 3 hours straight, and like only stopping to like take a breath.
Can I ask a dumb question? How are they keeping them awake? Like...
Because the gas that they're pumping in is like a stimulant to keep them up.
Oh, shit. So, like, they can't sleep even if they wanted to.
Right. That's the experiment, is like, if can they live off of this?
Oh. I thought
I
they
should
were
have
just going to, like,
explained that.
slap them every time they fell asleep or something.
No, but that's actually, it's probably a more humane way to do this.
That's what I was thinking.
But yeah, in case that wasn't clear, because I said something in the beginning, but we all know I love my weird mumbling thing that I do where words don't make sense.
What?
You know how like everyone made all this fucking noise about my ZipRecruiter nonsense?
ZipRecruiter.
I just sometimes forget the R, guys. Okay, it's not a
Wait,
big
so
deal.
do we know what the stimulant is or no?
It was not English.
It was Russian?
I just might have been. Actually, it was orange soda. So
They just pumped they pumped
honestly, if you breathe enough of that in with that bubbly, effervescent thing going on that soda has, if you just breathe that in, that basically wakes you up real quick.
like all that
It
high
literally
fructose corn syrup in your brain.
It's literally just orange soda.
Just gaseous orange soda.
Yeah.
Or is it gaseous?
Don't do this to me.
ZipRecruiter.
Whether you're a busy professional, parent on the go, or just looking for high-quality supplements, Aura Organic has the cleanest and most delicious nutritional products available.
In a lot of supermarkets now, when you walk down the aisles, you'll see a lot of conscious products and produce, organic potato chips, vegan ice cream, sustainable cleaning products, etc. But what about conscious nutritional supplements? That is where Aura Organic comes in.
Aura offers a subscription service that is free to cancel or skip for all nutritional products. Convenient, 20% off all products, and no more running into the drugstore.
Thank God. They don't include any ingredients that they don't believe aren't necessary. That's why their products are organic, vegan, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, non-GMO, and don't contain anything artificial.
Perfect for people like us living in LA.
Thank you.
Ora comes from the New Zealand Maori greeting Kia ora, which literally translates to be well.
Aw.
To them, that means creating quality nutritional products using sustainable sourcing and, of course, downright delicious flavor. If you enjoy the taste of your supplements, you'll more likely remember to take them.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Mm-hmm. Have you thought about what goes into making most supplements?
No.
Me neither. You might be surprised. A vitamin C tablet doesn't necessarily come from fruit, and your vitamin... Em's face right now.
Oh my gosh.
And your vitamin D tablets definitely aren't made from sunlight. Uh-oh. Ora Organic believes Mother Nature had it right. Nutrition should and can come from plants.
Try Ora Organic with 15% off your first order using the code DRINK at www.ora.organic. That's 15% off your first order using the code DRINK at www.ora.organic.
That's a cool website.
Yeah.
Ora.organic.
Imagine if we had www.mchristine.drinking.
Dot M and Christine. .m.Christine.
Yeah. So one of them started screaming nonstop for 3 hours straight and just running around the chamber screaming.
Good.
So he just screams until he totally loses his voice and he can basically only like squeak every now and then, like whatever sound, like no sound's coming out of his mouth.
Wonderful.
It was later discovered that he had torn his own vocal cords. And he just kept screaming through the pain.
Oh, God.
While this happened, the other subjects didn't even react to it. They never seemed to even notice in the beginning. Jeez. Not once did any of them react. It was as if they were totally blocked off to him doing this. They just kept whispering into the microphones.
Oh, my God. This is so creepy.
The same day... On that same day that the subject started screaming, a second subject started screaming just as loudly.
Oh, good.
So, more than one of them. While he was screaming, the other subjects took the books that were in their little room, tore out the pages, smeared each of them with their own feces.
Good.
And then stuck them calmly over the observation porthole windows.
Oh, my God. My God. Can you imagine working there and being like, listen, this is my first day on the job. I don't know what to do.
Once the last window was covered, at the exact same moment that the feces-covered page was put on the window, the screaming stopped and so did the whispering, and there was nothing but silence on the microphones for the next 3 days.
Wait, so they didn't even...
Just all sound ceased.
What? They didn't even go in there to remove the papers? They just like let it be?
Well, they didn't want to go in there. People were just screaming for no reason and... scared of each other.
Like, oh my God, this is so scary. What the fuck?
So they can't say anything. They only have the mics to rely on, and now it's just silent.
What in the world?
So the researchers checked the mics. It made no sense to them how literally not a single sound, not even like a crumple or a throat clear, like no sound was coming from a room of 5 people for 3 days.
What's the difference between our podcast and that?
I was going to say, we record in maybe 2 hours and you get 100 clips of me going, So the oxygen consumption in the chamber showed that all 5 of them were still alive.
Whoa.
And it even showed actually that they were inhaling and taking in enough oxygen to show that they were all under either severe stress or they were just taking in heavy levels of oxygen, which is a sign of intense exercise.
Oh my God.
But they're not doing anything that would even make them pant. Like if you're doing extreme, when I don't know about you, when I'm fucking exercising, I'm going,
Emma, I think you can remember that we're both elite athletes.
Right. I'm sorry. So actually we make no sound just like them. But I'm that person in the gym who's just like praying to God by the end. So the fact that they're making no sound and under this kind of duress is interesting.
That's scary. Yeah, that's really scary.
So by day 14, the researchers talk through the intercom and say, like they don't know what's going on. Like the oxygen levels say they're alive, but literally not a single sound. Like they might as well not even be in there.
Oh my God.
So the researchers intercom through the chamber and say, quote, "We are opening the chamber to test the microphones. Step away from the door and lie flat on the floor or you will be shot.
Oh my God.
Compliance will earn you immediate freedom." It's like if you just lie down, we'll just let you go.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
One voice in an eerily calm manner says, "We no longer want to be freed." And that is the sound. That's the first thing they've heard in 3 days.
I just got goosebumps.
So he says, "We no longer want to be freed."
Oh no.
The next day, after that 3 days go by. That's the first thing they hear, and then after that, no other sound is made for another 24 hours. So the next day,
right, they don't have to test the mics anymore.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's like,
sorry.
the microphones work.
They don't need to go in there. Okay.
So the next day, after no other responses, they decide to open the door and go in there and see what the fuck's going on.
Okay.
So the vents in the chamber sucked out all the gas and filled the room with fresh air. And immediately, as soon as the fresh air is being pumped in, every single one of them, all their voices start screaming and they're begging for the gas to be turned back on.
Oh no.
The guards come in anyway and see that 4 of the 5 subjects are still alive. So one of them has died.
Oh shit.
The stock of food that they had, and it's like enough to keep them going forever and ever, looks like it's barely been touched since they went into the chamber.
What? Since the 14 days started?
This is now 15 days.
Oh my God.
So over 2 weeks ago, and it looks like the food's barely been touched, and yet they've been surviving.
Oh no.
Also, if I had nothing to do but have 5 months of free food next to me, I would just be eating and eating and eating.
I would be so fat.
They'd be like, if you can't sleep, but you can eat, I'd be like, well, that's one of my 2 favorite things. So, anyway, so there's one that's not alive. Oh. And the food looks like it hasn't been touched. So, the dead test subject, you ready?
Oh God, no. Okay. Tell me.
He had chunks of meat from his thighs and chest
No.
ripped out of him.
No.
And stuffed into the drain in the center of the floor so that the chamber, so they stuffed his own chest and thigh meat.
Oh no.
Which is a word that they use, not me.
Oh my God.
Put it into the drain so it blocked the drain for several days. So it allowed bloody water to flood the chamber for the last 4 days. The other subjects also had large chunks of muscle and skin ripped off of them. Muscle and skin ripped off of them.
Vomit.
They all also had exposed bone on their fingertips.
Oh God.
Suggesting that their bodily wounds were 1, self-inflicted, and 2, by their own hands, not by their teeth. They didn't bite their muscle out. They literally dug into their own bodies.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Until literally you could see the bone on their fingertips.
Oh my God.
And their muscle and skin had been removed.
Oh my God.
The abdominal organs below the rib cage had also been removed.
What? What?
They had been taken out. They'd although the important... Okay, let's just start at one place. So above the rib cage, let's just stay there.
Please, let's stay there.
While the important organs remained, such as the heart and lungs, most of the muscles on the ribs had been ripped off, exposing the lungs through the rib cage. So you could see through their ribs and see their lungs.
I'm going to throw up.
Now let's go down to the abdominal organs.
Do we have to?
Although they were still attached to their bodies...
Oh, fucking hell.
They had been taken out and laid on the floor, fanning out around them.
No,
So they're just standing there with all their organs still pumping, but lying on the floor next to them.
How are they still alive?
Good question. Their digestive tracts, for example, could be seen working. So you could see them. You could see their digestive tracts digesting their own flesh that they had peeled off their bodies.
So did they eat the flesh?
They were eating their own flesh.
Oh, I did not know that. Oh God, oh God, oh God.
They just stood there and kept screaming to be left in the chamber and to turn the gas back on.
I don't know if it's more traumatic to open the door and see that or be in the room.
Can you imagine being the guard being like, nope?
I would...
I signed on for a graveyard shift.
Seriously.
In the break room.
I was told that all I had to do was listen to a microphone while I played Sudoku.
I was just supposed to listen to my true crime podcast, and all of a sudden, I'm living one.
Oh, fuck.
So the subjects... okay. Then the guards are like, you have to be hospitalized. So the subjects ended up putting up quite a fight to be removed.
Can you imagine fighting these people with their organs hanging out?
It's like The Walking Dead, literally.
Truly, yeah.
So 2 of the guards died. during this fight.
Oh my God.
One had his throat ripped out. The other had his testicles ripped off.
Emma, come on.
And an artery in his leg had been bitten so bad that it's severed.
Okay.
So these are literally fucking zombies.
Why are you telling me this?
Because we have a podcast and a fan base and I have to keep talking, apparently.
Oh, what did we do? Why are we doing this?
I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes I'm driving here and I'm like, why am I doing this? One of the 4 subjects that's still alive, because there was 5 and then that one died. Like a normal fucking human, by the way.
But then they ripped his fucking flesh out.
One of the 4 remaining subjects died during this like battle to be removed from the chamber. Sounds like a Harry Potter thing.
It does. The Chamber of Secrets.
The Chamber of Zombies.
The Chamber of Russian Zombies.
One of the 4 subjects died when his spleen ruptured and he bled out.
Fantastic.
But also, when your spleen, I guarantee you, one of those fucking cops just stepped on it by accident. It's just lying there on the ground.
He's like, I thought this was a welcome mat.
The medical researchers attempted to sedate these subjects, and they were injected with more than 3 times the average dose of sedatives. And even on that amount, these, quote, people still were able to break a doctor's ribs and arms before passing out.
Holy crap. Didn't they think of pumping sedatives into the room?
Right?
You know, like they already had that method going for them.
The surviving test subjects were moved to a hospital and they were still begging for the gas to be pumped through their lungs. The most injured of the 3 was taken to have his organs placed back in his body. Ugh. And he was apparently immune to the sedative that they were giving him to prepare him for surgery. So he died on the table before they could perform surgery. And they later found out that his blood had tripled the normal level of oxygen.
Oh, no.
Another one of the subjects was one of the ones that was screaming until he damaged his vocal cords. So since he can't talk anymore, he wasn't able to object to the surgery, but he was also immune to the anesthetic. So they did the surgery without sedative or painkiller.
This is my nightmare.
He did not react for the entire 6-hour procedure of putting his organs back in and covering them with whatever leftover skin they could find.
Oh my God, he didn't even react.
One nurse, he did react. One nurse stated that she even saw his mouth curl into a smile several times.
I'm gonna punch you.
When the surgery ended, the subject attempted to talk to the surgeon, but couldn't use his voice, and so the surgeon gave him a pen.
No.
To, like, what are you trying to say? And this was after the surgery, so he's done with the procedure. The guy's just lying there. They give him a pen, and he writes, "Keep cutting."
What? What is going on?
The surgeon said it was impossible to operate on the last one because the patient laughed hysterically the entire time.
I
don't know.
Why?
The researchers asked why.
Good, me too.
They had injured themselves and why they wanted to be given the gas again. And individually, all 3 of them just said, "I must remain awake." All 3 subjects' restraints were put back on them, and they were put back into the chamber.
I'm sorry.
Of zombies.
What?
The chamber of orange soda. So this is because...
Oh, that clarifies things. Right. Thank you.
This is because this research experiment, especially during World War II, a lot of the experiments that were kind of controversial were funded through the military. Oh. So since their, quote, military benefactors still wanted results and the 30 days hadn't finished, they demanded that they get put back.
Oh my God. They're like intestines back in. Off you go.
Yep.
Oh my God. That's horrifying.
Toodaloo. Look, it was a tough time. All right.
I mean, I can tell.
The 40s were rough.
Yeah, I remember.
I mean, the Depression just happened. I mean,
whew. There was a world war, a war of the worlds.
There was 2 of them at one point, I think.
Oh my God, no way.
Separate times, I think. That's what I heard. So in preparation for being sealed back into the chamber, the subjects were also connected to EEG monitors, so they could at least read their brain waves, and then had strong restraints put onto each of them. So they just sat there for the next 15 days. That was the idea. So their EEGs were normal most of the time, but sometimes it would flatline unexpectedly. in, quote, as if they were repeatedly suffering brain death before returning to normal.
Oh, and then they'd go back to normal. That's so creepy.
Watching the EEG for one of them, that particular subject's brainwaves immediately changed to that of deep sleep. So, like, he finally fell asleep because apparently when they were putting them back, since they hadn't been inhaling this gas for long enough, the effects were wearing off. And so they were starting to, like, fall asleep because they hadn't slept for fucking 15 days.
Yeah.
And so as before, like, they could pump all the gas back in, one of them started falling asleep and the EEG monitor read it. So he fell into deep sleep and then flatlined and his heart stopped immediately and he died.
Holy shit. So do you think their bodies were like, we can't fall asleep?
It was almost like they can't function with sleep all of a sudden. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
So the last surviving subject saw this and knew that the gas hadn't come on yet and began screaming and fighting against the restraints. And even though they were really strong and like really tight on him, he was still nearly breaking free, freaking out that he wasn't getting the gas pumped into his lungs. So scared, the now armed researchers, one of them pulled his gun and like shut the chamber, like shut down the chamber while he was still in there. Mm-hmm. So it was just the two of them in there, pulled a gun, pointed it at him and said, "What are you? I must know." Because like this guy was like acting like a maniac and like able to rip away like leather restraints.
He said, "What are you?"
He's like, "What the fuck are you?"
Hello, you made him this way.
So apparently he then stops fighting.
Oh God, oh God, oh God.
Stares at him, does the same creepy smile that the other one did while in surgery, and says, "Have you forgotten so easily? We are you. We are the madness that lurks within you all, begging to be free at every moment in your deepest animal mind. We are what you hide from in your beds at night. We are what you sedate into silence and paralysis when you go to the nocturnal haven where we cannot tread."
Look at my freaking arm right now. I regret not closing the blinds.
Or the door that's wide open behind you.
I regret meeting you and becoming your friend.
The researcher freaked out and shot him in the head because as soon as he said that, he went back into trying to attack the guy.
Oh my God.
So shot him. And as he shot him, the guy laughed and then said, "So nearly free," and then died.
And what the fuck? Is this real? This is so scary.
So,
oh my God.
That's the urban legend of the Russian sleep experiment. So this is a creepypasta. And it's one of the most popular creepypastas, right up there with Slender Man.
So it's not real?
It's a creepypasta. Who knows?
Oh my God.
Who knows?
Creepypasta's not real.
Who knows?
Now I'm scared.
So, someone whose name I really fucked up. I forgot the name. I'm sorry. But someone has identified like what makes a creepypasta viral, like what makes one go viral. And it has been suggested that the 7 main things that make a creepypasta story go viral is that they have these 7 things: unexplained phenomenon, first-person narratives, monsters/supernatural beings, cliffhangers, murder, creepy images, creepy videos. So the person who did this, her thought was that the perfect formula for a viral creepypasta is that exactly 4 of those 7, no more, no less, gives your story the best chance of going viral. So this story, for example, is a creepypasta with a total of, at the time that she did this study, over 64,000 shares.
Whoa.
And it used 1, unexplained phenomenon, 2, murder, 3, monster/supernatural beings, and 4, a series of creepy images of, because if you look it up online, the pictures are fucking wild.
There's pictures?
Yes, but they're creepy pictures that are black and white, so it like suggests like authenticity from a long time ago.
But they're not real. The photos.
If you don't believe in it, then no.
What? Wait, tell me.
It's a creepypasta. Who the fuck knows? It's an urban legend, so I'm assuming no, but I also want to give our listeners like
oh, I see.
a nightmare.
I thought you were saying they were made black and white on purpose.
No.
Oh.
So I will say this. At the time, the experimental setup was not the setup of a legitimate experiment back then. The chamber in which the subjects were housed was not easily observable because it just had those windows.
Wait, so it actually happened?
I'm saying if this chances are no.
Okay.
Chances are no. Who the fuck knows? But chances are no. But reasons why it would not be logical is
Okay.
because the experimental setup was not legitimate.
Oh, I see.
The chamber was not easy to observe. There were no control groups, and medically speaking, that is not what fucking happens in human physiology. For example, blood loss would have killed all of those people very fucking fast, and you would have at least heard them ripping their skin off.
I cannot believe you had me thinking that these people were walking around without organs.
Also, literature on sleep deprivation studies shows that chemical stimulants lose effectiveness over time. They don't get stronger. You
get
become
used
immune to them.
Yeah.
So even if the only thing that this stimulant gas did was keep them awake, over time it would have wore down.
Right. Okay.
So I will say this. The Guinness record holder of most days without sleep was originally a student at a high school named Randy Gardner. He wanted to be in the Guinness World Records book.
Randy, this is not the way to do it.
So he went without sleep for 11 days, and he suffered bouts of dizziness, memory loss, slurred speech, hallucinations, and paranoia. But his record was never legitimate because he was so tired he forgot to fucking end it, like clock stop it.
No.
And also before he ever did this, he never filled out the right paperwork for a submission to the Guinness World Records. So they didn't even actually bring anyone to watch him do this.
He just was like,
He literally just
I'm
did
gonna
it and
stay
thought he
awake.
could report it to the Guinness World Records and they'd be like, oh, okay.
Randy, come on.
So the official title holder, who actually also beat him, her name was Maureen. She lives in England, and she stayed awake for 18 days and 17 hours
Jesus.
during a rocking chair marathon, which is the sleepiest opportunity.
I'm sorry. I have many questions.
It's like, why? Okay, first of all, what the fuck's a rocking chair marathon, and
Thank
how do
you.
I join? Second, that's like asking me to get on a cozy couch when it's a little chilly out with a perfect heavy comforter, maybe my gravity blanket, and some hot tea, and then stay awake for 18 days. Impossible.
That's insane.
So that's like 2 feats in one. She still holds the record for sleep deprivation to this day and will continue to do so until time, because Guinness has actually retired that record.
Wow.
In
'Cause it's
fear
dangerous?
of fear of people hurting themselves.
Or, ripping their skin off with their fingers.
Or that. So, I just wanted to give those fun facts.
God, you just really freaked me out.
Thanks.
I can't believe you didn't tell me till afterward it was a creepypasta. You had me going
I
there.
wanted you to care. I wanted you to care about the art of storytelling.
You had me there.
You writer on Nickelodeon, you.
This is like now the No Sleep podcast.
We've done it.
Oh my God.
If you or someone you know is looking to hire, every business needs great people and a better way to find them. Something better than posting your job online and just praying for the right people to see it.
ZipRecruiter knew there was a smarter way, so they built a platform that finds the right job candidates for you.
ZipRecruiter learns what you're looking for, identifies people with the right experience, and invites them to apply to your job.
In fact, 80% of employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site in just one day. That's crazy.
These invitations have revolutionized how you find your next hire, and ZipRecruiter doesn't stop there. They even spotlight the strongest applications you receive so you never miss a great match.
The right candidates are out there. ZipRecruiter is just how you find them.
Right now, our listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/drink. That's ZipRecruiter.com/drink.
ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
ZipRecruiter.com/drink. I'm just going to drink my pamplemousse, La Croix, while you tell me about a good old... How do you say murder in French?
Mort. I don't know. I think it's
Well, no, M-O-R-T, that's death.
I know.
Because Voldemort is face of death.
Oh, interesting. But I think it's similar.
Let's see. Murder in French. Google tells me meurtre.
All right, close enough.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this is not a fake story,
Okay.
but it's a timely story.
Love a good timely story.
It
Wait,
is-
maybe I don't. We'll find out.
It's happening right now.
Shit.
I am going to cover the case of the Turpin family in Paris, California.
All right.
Not to be confused with our Parisian friends.
Do not confuse them.
Paris, Perris.
I'm ready.
The lesser known Paris. You don't know the story? You might when you hear it.
I think I do because I've definitely seen the name Turpin.
It's like currently.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where I've kind of blocked it out, but I do know what's happening.
All right.
We'll
so
see.
It's an ongoing case because it broke so recently, but I'm just going to tell you what I've dug up so far.
Just shoot me the facts.
In the early morning hours of January 14th, 2018, so about a month and a half ago,
Okay.
911 dispatchers received a call from a 17-year-old girl asking for help. She had climbed out of her bedroom window and called 911 with a defunct phone that she had found in her house that could only be used in emergencies because it was, you know how like legally all phones are required to be able to call 911? Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, guys, good safety tip. If you have a phone that doesn't work anymore, keep it charged in case you need to use it in emergencies. Just saying. So she was able to call 911. She told police that her parents were holding her and her siblings hostage and that they needed help. When police got to her, she showed them photos of conditions in the home, so they believed her.
Shit.
Then deputies of the Riverside County Sheriff's Department converged on the house where they found 12 other children and adults between the ages of 2 and 29 being held prisoner in their own home by their parents, David and Louise Turpin. Some of them were shackled to their beds with chains and padlocks.
Jesus. Also, like, how many kids is that?
13.
Yowza.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
We'll crack into it.
I sure hope so.
The parents were arrested, obviously, and are currently in custody awaiting trial. They've pleaded not guilty to the dozens of charges against them, which include 12 counts of torture, 12 counts of false imprisonment, 7 counts of abuse on a dependent adult, and 6 counts of child abuse.
Shit.
And then David Turpin was individually charged with a lewd act on a child under 14 years old by force.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
So
I'm invested and pissed.
it is bananas. It's a wild ride. So everything I'm going to talk about from now on, I want to preface with allegedly because the trial hasn't happened. They've pleaded not guilty. So they're presumed innocent by the law. Mm-hmm. So this is all allegedly, but this is basically what happened. Okay, so this is a really extreme and bizarre case because the abuse was being done to multiple children by 2 parents, which is rare because usually child abuse is typical when there's one child. And the fact that as far as authorities can tell, no one has ever reported the family to the police or child services in the past. So I'm going to start from the beginning. David Allen
Probably
Turpin.
a good place to start.
David Allen Turpin was born October 17th, 1961, and Louise Anna Turpin was born May 24th, 1968. They were married in 1985 in Parisburg, Virginia.
Oh, don't do this to
What
Virginia.
is with all the Paris? Pearis.
Look, I don't claim to be a part of that part of Virginia.
Parisburg. Yeah, so they were married when David was 23 and she was 16.
Okay, flag 1.
Yeah, they eloped and pissed off.
Did they?
Pissed off her father, who was a pastor named Wayne.
Also, not surprised.
Yeah. According to his parents, David Turpin is a computer engineer who graduated from Virginia Tech.
Don't do that to Virginia Tech.
His 1979 high school yearbook listed him as the treasurer of the Bible Club, co-captain of the chess club, and a member of the science club and a cappella choir. Just for fun facts.
Oh, love a good fun fact.
Louise Turpin's occupation is listed in court documents as homemaker. That's all the fun facts she gets, apparently.
Okay.
The couple are adherents of the Quiverful movement.
There it is. I was wondering if they were quiverful.
And Pentecostalism. So, you know what Quiverful is, right?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I don't think everybody does because I didn't know about it until I listened to my friend's podcast, Dude That's Fucked Up, which my friend Nicole and her friend Erin did an episode on the Quiverful Christian movement. And it's just like, it blew my mind. And then I saw some people post in their private Facebook group, like, oh, I grew up in that, in a Quiverful household. So it was fascinating.
Low-key culty.
Yeah. So basically, for those of you who don't know, Quiverful is a movement of conservative Christian couples that sees children as a blessing from God and encourages procreation while abstaining from all forms of birth control. So they basically live by the slogan, be fruitful and multiply. They believe that...
well, because they're building God's army.
Basically, yeah.
That's why they want to procreate as much as they can.
They believe that the devil deceives Christian couples into using birth control so that children that God otherwise willed to create are prevented from being born. And they maintain that God himself opens and closes the womb of a woman on a case-by-case basis.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
No, he has nothing. He stays...
Oh, right. It's just the devil.
No, God does the womb. Jesus keeps his hands off, Jesus has other things to worry about. But God himself is... opening and closing
just
it up.
He's the OBGYN, apparently. I thought about it too.
Yeah, it doesn't work, does it? He's the OBGYN. It's not going to work.
Nope.
Yeah, he's like the gatekeeper, though. Apparently he just opens and closes it by will. Whatever. I don't really know what that means. But obviously the most famous case that embraces this ideology is the Duggar family of 19 kids and counting. They've said they're not formally quiverful Christians, but their ideology kind of mirrors the principles of it.
They also are.
Yeah.
So,
yes.
I actually regularly keep up with counting on.
I know. You told me this.
I do.
It kind of weirds me out, but I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to let you and your weird hobbies go.
Thank you. Look, it's them and the Kardashians. So I've got like one on each. I've got one on each spectrum.
No, they're all just reality show.
I know, but like I've got like the polar opposites.
Oh God.
I'm somewhere in between the insanity of both.
Oh my God, no. The insanity, but there's no normal in between there. It's just like
it's just a blur.
The full spectrum.
Just a blur of chaos.
It's a big circle.
Yes.
Oh my God. Anyway. So the Turpins homeschooled their children. And their homeschooling involved memorizing the Bible. I mean, I went to Catholic school, so it's not far off, but let's move on. Louise Turpin's half-brother, Billy, told several news organizations that his sister... Wait, I just accidentally clicked on Fort Worth, Texas. What's happening? Okay.
Do you hear my stomach?
Yeah, I do hear it.
So weird.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what's going on. Christine made me spaghetti with pasta. So spaghetti with pasta. Jeez, what's wrong? Am I having a stroke? Spaghetti with pasta sauce.
Christine made me a stroke. Louise Turpin's half-brother, Billy Lambert, told several news organizations that she had aspired to have a reality TV show focusing on their large family.
Well, it's already happened. So sorry, girl.
Well, she thought they were like her role models or something.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, who's like...
Well, no, this is like the one that like it becomes abusive as shit, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why like
I'm beat away. I understand what you're saying.
Yes.
I thought you were saying that Duggar family was not a... I'm like, no. You just compared yourself to them moments ago. Okay, so as far as investigators and media can tell, the couple owned property or had lived in Fort Worth, Texas for a while. And while they were living there, they lived there, I think, for 19 years. And while they were living in Texas, one of the girls actually escaped the first time. She tried to run away, but the police brought her home and no further investigation was done. They moved out in 2010 because they had trashed the house so bad it was unlivable. And after they moved out, neighbors visited the property and the landlord to like look around. This is upsetting. They found feces throughout the home, beds with ropes tied to them, several dead cats and dogs in a trailer, and large piles of garbage around the property. One of the neighbors found 2 chihuahuas on the property who had survived by eating dirty diapers for like weeks.
Shit.
And the dirty diapers were just piled up in the back of the Ford F-150. And the chihuahuas had survived just eating them. And so they were rescued, but there were other dead cats and dogs that the family had just left there in the trailer.
You know what's weird and horrible to me is if I were a dog in that trailer and surrounded by dead dogs.
Isn't that sad?
It's like you can't even explain to them what's happening or what's going on.
No, I know. That's why it's so fucking tragic. Mm-hmm. It really upsets me. Yeah, so they just left them there. Psycho. So They went into the house and saw that the living room had been fashioned into a makeshift classroom that was covered in feces and excrement. They noticed that everything had locks on it: the closet, the toy chest, the refrigerator, and there were no beds, just mattresses. So they moved out and moved to California, and the neighbors never notified authorities. They just
Weird.
had it cleaned up. Even with all the dead cats and dogs, I'd be like, something really wrong is happening.
I'd be like, these are parents of multiple children.
Yeah, exactly. Like a dozen children live in this house with shackles on the walls.
Yeah.
But okay. So in California, so they moved to California, and neighbors always thought like they were strange, but never really knew. I mean, never obviously knew what was going on in the house. Mm-hmm. They were really discreet and kept to themselves. One of the neighbors saw that 3 of the Turpin kids putting up Christmas decorations one year, and she said, this is what she said. We said, "Oh, the decorations look so nice," and they froze. Like when young children want to divert a threat, they think they can pretend to be invisible. That was the last time the family ever put out Christmas lights. So like they couldn't even, neighbors were like, they're just strange kids. Like they won't talk to us. So over time, the abuse of the children escalated. The children were only allowed 1 shower a year and were only allowed to eat 1 meal a day. They would be punished for washing their hands too much. And if they washed their hands above the wrist, they'd be accused of playing in the water. And their punishment would include being physically abused, sometimes strangled, and they were often punished for weeks or months at a time. They were initially hogtied with ropes to their beds. But when one escaped, they began to use chains and padlocks, and they often refused to let the children out to use the bathroom. So the kids were obviously severely malnourished. The 29-year-old weighed 82 pounds.
Fuck.
But the parents would sometimes set out food, like they would make pies, and then just set them in front of the kids while they were chained up for them to look at, but not eat. The house was also filled with toys in their original packaging so that the kids could see them but not play with them. That's just like another level of like...
That's so fucking mean.
Fucking torture. A neighbor back in Texas said that one Christmas they had bought the kids 8 new children's bicycles, but left them outside and they were never touched until they just got bleached in the sun. Brand new kids' bikes, and they just never got touched. So none of the children had ever been to a dentist. They hadn't been to a doctor in more than 4 years. They kept a strict schedule of sleeping all day and being awake all night to limit their interaction with the public. Keep in mind, this is like now, like this just got discovered. It's just crazy to think that your neighbor could be like
this could still be fucking happening.
Yeah, exactly. One of the older boys took classes at a nearby community college, but his mom like chaperoned him there and back and like waited for him outside so he couldn't
tell anyone
do anything.
Yeah. How do you think he even convinced her to like...
I mean, I don't know. I guess at that point you're kind of just under their control, you know? Like
weird.
I don't know.
But
it's like Elizabeth like Smart, remember? Like they would just take her places and...
Yeah, but I imagine like in the middle of always being hogtied, like how do you say like, hey, I know I can't eat that pie in front of me, but can you pay for me to go to a college classroom? Like,
I mean, it was probably like something they thought was a good idea. Like, I don't know if it was his idea.
I see.
He's like the older
forced
son.
him to go.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I can see them being like, get a job or something. I don't know. One of the only things the kids were allowed to do was read and write. Authorities found hundreds of journals in the house, and they're now being combed through for evidence. Can you imagine being one of the people who like reads through all these journals?
That's got to be such a bad job.
Oh, that's twisted. But there were no reports the whole time that they lived in California either. The only interactions that police ever had with the family were in 2001 when the family dog bit the 4-year-old daughter and the girl was hospitalized and the dog was put down. And then in 2003, their pigs got out and ate the neighbor's dog food. But the family just replaced the dog food and the trash can, and then police didn't notice anything else awry. So This is another weird one. David and Louise renewed their vows 3 times, all with the same Elvis impersonator in Las Vegas. Kent Ripley, who was the Elvis impersonator, spoke out because they brought all 13 children along to the last 2 vow renewals. And there's like photos and stuff. And he's just horrified that he didn't detect anything and said they were like charming and nice. And he thought like, oh, they're just a little strange, but they all seemed to love each other and the kids were happy and the parents were in love. So he was like, I didn't notice anything.
The real question is like, when are you going to tell me that I'm going to be wearing an Elvis costume when I marry you in Blaze?
I saw your eyes kind of glaze over for a minute. You just disappeared there.
I was like, oh, let me think about this one. Like, what am I going to do?
Interesting.
Blaze, did you know that I'm actually going to be an Elvis impersonator at your wedding?
That's cool.
See, that's all it takes.
So you're down with that?
Yeah, why not?
See?
Elvis is the king of pop.
Yep,
Man.
so am I.
King of rock and roll or something like that.
I think Michael Jackson is the king of
My
pop.
Missouri grandmother loves Elvis, so it'll make
Well,
her-
then maybe she'll finally
maybe
love
she'll
me.
wanna come now.
Maybe she'll want to come now.
It's featuring, starring,
Blaze
special
and Elvis.
guest, Em-vis. No. Wow, I hate that.
Oh, I do too.
Em-vis. Nope.
don't.
Saying it again doesn't help. Oh, Lord. That's not happening. I'm just telling you right now.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Okay, we'll talk about it. So,
That's a new one.
So, there are photos of him, of like the parents getting married with Elvis, and then all 13 kids, and all the girls are wearing the same like purple dress with white shoes.
Okay.
It's really creepy. And they're all really pale. That was the other thing. They're like white pale, like they're so practically see-through because
Yikes.
they never go outside in the daytime. So the 17-year-old girl and another sibling had actually been planning their escape for 2 years. And she and another sibling left the house the morning of January 14th, but one turned back and went home out of fear, the younger one. But the older girl kept going and called 911 with the cell phone found inside the house. So when David and Louise were finally arrested, police were shocked to learn that 7 of the 13 children were actually adults, the oldest being 29, because they looked so thin and frail. Like I said, she was 80-something pounds, despite being 80 or 29 years old. And they look, like if you look at them, they look like they're young teenagers, but they're adults. So when they looked into the family's address, they noticed that their house was listed as the Sandcastle Day School,
Weird. All right.
a private K through 12 school, and that David Turpin was listed as a principal. When they got all 13 children out of the house, they hospitalized them, and they were so malnourished they were at risk of shock. The 6 minors, who were ages 2 to 17, were transported to the Riverside County Regional Medical Center from the sheriff's department, where they were admitted to the pediatric unit for treatment. And then the 7 adult children are being treated at the Corona Regional Medical Center. They were described as small and clearly malnourished, but stable, relieved, and very friendly. And as of late February, so like now, the 7 adult children remain at the medical center, and the 6 younger siblings have been split to be cared for between 2 foster homes. The 17-year-old, when asked if there was medication or pills in the home, didn't know what medication or pills were. They didn't know what a toothbrush was, and they had to be taught by nurses how to brush their teeth. So sad. David Turpin. Oh, they're also being introduced to Harry Potter movies.
Oh, that's very anti-quiverful, by the way.
I imagine so.
Wow.
I
Okay.
imagine so. David Turpin, 56, has also been charged with 1 count of a lewd act on a child by force. And the alleged victim is one of the Turpin's daughters, but they haven't released any more information beyond that. So that'll come out in the coming weeks, I imagine. On February 23rd, 2018.
So last week, guys.
5 days ago, the Riverside County District Attorney filed an additional 3 charges of child abuse against the couple and 1 felony assault charge against Louise individually. And then a Riverside judge also barred the parents from contacting the children for the next 3 years, including by phone or electronically. They can't be within 100 yards of their children or attempt to get their addresses. And if convicted, David and his wife face up to 94 years to life in prison.
Should have rounded it to 100.
I know. They are being held on bail of $12 million each and are due back in court in March. And their house has become a tourist attraction, which is kind of fucked up. Like, people are peering through the windows and are taking selfies in front of it.
Oh, no.
It's like so fucking twisted. One neighbor said that she was outside and these people were like, "Can you take a photo of us?" And they like posed in front of the house. So fucking. Anyway,
I mean, like, we're one to talk though, because we'll go to like a whole bunch of like, we'll go to Alcatraz and
yeah, that's true, but it's like that's been made into it.
Yeah,
we're not like
seeking it.
I totally get what you're saying. Yeah, there's a fine line between those. I think
also enough time has passed that it's not raw.
It's more like history
fresh.
now. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not like a breaking news story where
it's like a fucked up history, but it's a history.
Yeah,
this is not yet history. It's literally happening right now.
Yeah, and the neighbors have to like deal with it too, and
yeah, it's your brother.
Oh, delivering tea?
Oh man, thanks. All right.
Oh,
he just brought me sweet tea.
He bowed too.
Oh, I saw the bow. I liked it. I also like your hair. It's growing out.
Why are you complimenting him so much?
I like him more than you.
I mean, I know that.
I do like your hair that length. Are you cutting it again soon or no?
No.
Good call.
No, I am not.
Can you get out of my face? All right, we're done with you.
Why is it so dark in here?
We were trying to make a mood lighting.
It's working.
Thank you.
Get out of here.
Thank you for my glass of sweet tea. Such a gent.
There's much more in the fridge.
Listen.
Give me a ringer if you need more.
He did a wink and a point.
Why did he do that? If he winks one more time, I swear to God.
I love it. He's like Lurch from the Addams Family, but like happy and bubbly.
I've never seen that show.
Stop it.
I know. I just cut you off in that by saying I've never seen the show.
He's like Lurch before Lurch looked dead.
Good.
Lurch is the butler.
Oh, I thought Lurch was the big thing with hair all over it.
That's Cousin It.
Oh, I thought that was the clown.
The clown? There's no clown.
I just mean it.
Oh, shut up.
No, I'm not kidding. I thought
No, It is a Stephen King
I know
clown
that.
named Pennywise.
Oh, Pennywise. Ew, what a fucking...
But Cousin It is literally just a giant
It has
clump
all
of
the hair, right?
animated hair, yes. And then there's the Thing, which is just the hand that's cut off at the wrist that runs around.
Jesus.
It's like their pet.
That's so creepy.
Fun fact about the Addams Family, the whole set was actually bright pink instead of black and white. But because it was a black and white camera, they needed to pick up on different shades of gray.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, Google it right now. It's worth it.
Because so they made it pink.
It was pink because the camera was only picking up black and white, but they wanted multiple shades of gray. So it's all multiple shades of pink.
Holy crap.
Yep. Fiction and fact from M's Almanac.
Why? Why are you doing that?
Let's just talk about the Turpins again. Did you hear that?
What'd you say?
Blaze approves. Oh my God, that's all I've ever
What
wanted.
is happening here today?
That's all I've ever
Why
wanted.
can't everybody just shut up? What is going on?
Em should tell all the jokes.
Blaze,
Quote Blaze.
I'm going to have to talk to you later.
He should have finished the sentence with, at the wedding.
No, Em should do all the singing.
No.
If you want to be Elvis.
What if I juggle as Elvis with a red nose while I'm also marrying you guys and telling all the jokes? I think it'd be quite a sight.
I think even I want to see that, actually. I can't say no. Okay, so let's get back to this fucked up shit.
Okay.
So the case has moved people around the world to donate about $570,000 to support, and keep in mind it's been like a month, to support the children's medical expenses, education, etc. Some of the donation, and offers of adoption have also come in from all over the world,
Well, that's good.
which is really sweet.
That's really
So
heartwarming.
that's at least comforting. The neighborhood has put to, like the neighborhood that they lived in, A lot of people were just upset that they didn't notice anything worse was happening.
I would feel like shit too.
Yeah,
I'd be like, I can't believe that happened so close
under
to me.
my
And
nose.
I didn't know.
Right. So a lot of them feel really guilty, but they put together 13 large duffel bags with toiletries, hand crocheted blankets, toys, and all the necessities. And they're hoping to give the bags to the children as soon as they're released from Child Protective Services.
That's awesome.
And the president and CEO of the Corona Chamber of Commerce has also done a lot to help them. He said that one of the things the hospital has said is that the kids would like to have an iPad or something to like learn more about the world.
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine having to learn the whole... You don't even know what a toothbrush is.
Someone hands you an iPad, what are you going to do with that?
I know.
Oh my God. So he took that request to his Rotary Club, and in 1 minute, 13 people stood up and said they are buying iPads for the kids.
1 minute, wow.
Yeah. So he said he was even approached last Thursday by a homeless man who pulled $2.38 from his pocket to give to the kids.
God, that's so heartwarming.
I know. And apparently he said, I want to give this to the kids. And he said, no, you need that. And then the homeless man said, I want those kids to know people all over the world are praying for them.
Oh, God, that is just... If that doesn't get you in the heart, nothing will.
I know. So last thing I want to say is that there's a great Time Magazine article or piece by Maud Julien, who was held in captivity by her father for 18 years. And she wrote about this case. And it's basically like how this happened for so long. And she said people are shocked that it happened for so long, but she knows it can because it happened to her. And she is now a psychotherapist, and she explains how people were able to overlook it or miss it from a psychological perspective. And she also wrote a memoir called The Only Girl in the World that is now on my bucket list of books to read. But yeah, so that's the case of the Turpin family, and it's ongoing, and let's hope some justice is served.
Yes.
Yes.
Served
Yes.
cold.
Yes, indeedy.
All right. Good one.
Thanks.
I mean, horrible.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. Everyone send your good vibes to all of them, please.
Yes, please.
Do you have a geoscope? I think
No.
It's kind of needed.
I'll pull one up real quick. All right, so I found a geoscope.
Ready?
A new creative project of some kind, perhaps involving modern technology, could set your career in a new direction, Scorpio. This may be the break you've been hoping for, and you're apt to be very excited about it. Any new enterprise begun today is going to have its ups and downs, but all signs indicate that it will succeed. Consider the project carefully before making a decision. Then if it feels right, go for it.
This Gio's campaign initiative to move in with me.
No!
He's like, I think it'll work. I think I can do it.
No! It's his Instagram profile.
Oh, there it is. Oh, he's so handsome and so sweet.
Oh my God. He's not moving away from me. Don't say that.
Do you know how sweet he was when I was trying to get my notes done? He literally just plopped right down next to me and didn't leave for a very long time. Such a good boy.
He went to the vet today and he got 3 shots that made him sleepy, and he had an orange bandage on his paw.
And that's why he drinks.
Yes.
Aw, baby G.
But he's beginning a new enterprise with technology, apparently.
Just saying, he's quite the entrepreneur.
Yeah, the vet was very impressed.
Quite the internet conglomerate.
That really is something in LA I would say when I take my dog to the vet. Like, oh, he has a new technological enterprise. It's okay.
It's really bustling. It's climbing up there.
His star sign said it, so...
That is the LA part.
That's the LA part.
My dog's star sign's telling me that he's got like a technology advancement coming
That
his
part's
way.
more like Silicon Valley. It's kind of like a fusion.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that was fun.
Oh, the plane wanted to come by. It's mine.
Maybe that's Gio's technological advancement.
His own little launch pad.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Sorry for just probably ruining your appetite with those. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at ATWWD Podcast. You can also find our website and that's why we drink.com. You can find our shop and that's why we drink.bigcartel.com. You can find
We have new merch. Sorry.
we have new merch.
Yep.
You can find our email at and that's why we drink at gmail.com, where you can write in your personal stories. We put out a new listeners episode every first of the month, which happens to be March 1st. It happened a couple days ago. If you haven't listened to our newest listener story, you should. And I think that's it. Our Patreon, ATWWD podcast. Please, please, please donate. You have no idea how much you help us. You get us to places such as CrimeCon. You will also be helping us get to places such as live shows one day.
You will be funding Gia's technological enterprise.
Correct.
I just really hurt my elbow.
Oh, God.
All right.
Well, anyway, thank you guys. And
That's
why
we
drink.
we did it.